Hi, and welcome to Mindfulness NLP Meditation for those who hate to meditate with me, JP Bailey. Mindfulness or meditation usually requires one to stop thinking or try to stop the mental chatter. It usually requires a lot of time and practice. But what if you can't stop thinking, or you're upset and you have racing thoughts? Or perhaps you've tried some form of meditation and you just don't get it, or you don't get anything out of it, and you don't see any benefit in it. Easy. Try this mindfulness NLP exercise. With NLP meditation, you don't have to try and not think. You actually start by thinking of an upset. The magic happens naturally as you take each step, and you feel the benefits at the end because you feel better. You feel a decrease in the upset and an increase in well-being and empowerment. And it's fast and easy. The NLP part is that you are going to go within and access your representational systems, in other words, your senses, like of sight and sound, and you're going to communicate with the unconscious parts of yourself. This, in turn, helps you tune in within without the thinking mind and just feel. The mindfulness part is that you're going to just notice what you feel without analyzing or judging it. Then you will do what NLP calls accessing a resource state, which in turn will collapse any negative anchors or upsets that you are feeling. It's easy, it's fun, and it's a great way to get all the benefits of meditation and calm down any upset. Ready to give it a try? It only takes a few minutes. Okay? Just follow along and do the steps. Here's step 1. Step 1 is to pick an upset. Think of something that has upset you recently or something you're upset about right now that's bothering you. And just tune into it, think about it. Now, it's optional to give it a number between 1 and 10 of how much it's upsetting you. So 0 would be it's not upsetting you at all, and 10 would be the most upsetting thing you've ever had. So you give it a SUDS number just to give it a rating to get started. Now, have you got your upset picked out? You know what's upsetting you? I actually have something I'm going to do along the way with this. So I'm thinking of something that's upsetting me from Friday. It's still in the back of my mind. And at the time, it kind of upset me about, I'd say, a 6 or a 7. It used to upset me at an 8 or a 9, but I've kind of worked on this, and it involves another person. So when I saw that person, there was something about it that still bothered me a little. So I'll say 6 or 7. Now I always go with the highest number, so let's say it's bothering me at a number 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. The next thing you do is you ask yourself, where do you feel that in your body? For me and some people, it's usually in my chest. I feel something there when I'm upset. Sometimes it can be in your throat or your head. Sometimes maybe lower in your gut, your stomach. Sometimes people might say, well, I don't feel it anywhere in my body, but they kind of have a sense of it, like right in front of their eyes or all around them or right in front of them or something. So you just want to find the place where this upset is. Finding it in your body is often the easiest because we tend to feel it when we're upset, in our chest or stomach or throat or head, right? So where do you feel that in your body? Or somewhere in space and time, where is it? Now, once you've identified that, then you ask yourself, what shape is it in? Well, it could be a circle. It could be some other shape, any shape. It doesn't really matter what your answers are going to be. You just notice what it is and say what it is. We're not going to analyze the answer. So what shape is it? Well, for me, it's kind of a big round ball. Then you ask yourself, what color is it? Well, I can see that it's like a red and orange, like a fiery ball, kind of like a angry sun in my chest, so to speak. And how much does it weigh? This usually requires you kind of go in a little bit more to kind of get a sense of like how heavy is it? How heavy is it? Or how dense is it? How much space is it taking up? Well, mine probably weighs about 10 pounds, maybe like a bowling ball or something. Then you ask it, what temperature is it? Again, I have to kind of get quiet and tune in a little and try to feel it. I'd say it feels warm to hot. Hotter than body temperature, which is 98 degrees. I'd say, yeah, it's probably about 100 degrees at least. It feels warm, hot. And then, what sound does it make? I immediately got a sense of like a little hissing and crackling, almost like a fire, but I can also tune in a little more. And yeah, I can hear the roar of a fire, like a hissing and crackling kind of sounds in there. Okay, now that we've described it with our senses like that, what we're going to do is just imagine that you're going to put it into your left hand. And you hold your left hand out sort of in front of you to the left. You're just holding your hand up. Now imagine you put it there. Then you're going to ask it if it's willing to communicate with you. So I just kind of look over at my left hand there, imagining that I put my fiery red heavy ball there. And I just say out loud or to myself, are you willing to communicate with me? I'm getting the sense that it's saying, yeah, sure, why not? Now again, if it says no, it's not willing to communicate, okay, thanks for sharing, and you're going to skip to step 11. But if it says yes, it's, yeah, willing to communicate with you, then great, say thank you and ask it, what do you want? So, what do you want? I'm getting a sense that it's trying to stop me in my tracks and kind of hold me back from something. So we're going to look for the positive intention in what it wants. Is it trying to protect you? Is it trying to keep you safe? And I'm getting the sense that, yeah, it's trying to stop me in my tracks, almost like, you know, when you come up to a stop sign or something abruptly and a car comes by and the person driving kind of reaches their hand over to kind of hold you so you don't, lurch forward at a quick stop. It's kind of like that. It's kind of holding me back like, oh, I don't want you to, hurt yourself, to go forward and hurt yourself. So I say, well, thank you. Thank you for trying to protect me. Now we're going to put that aside and we're going to go to your right hand. And in your right hand, I'm going to ask you to imagine and putting your love there. Your love. Well, I have a lot of love in my life, or maybe people in my life, or things I do in my life. My sense of love, I'm going to put there in my right hand. And put your strength there. Now, I've been strong many times in my life, so I can call up this feeling of strength. And put that in my right hand. And there's times when I've felt scared, but I had courage and acted anyway. So I know I have a sense of courage somewhere in my past or in my memory. So I'm going to put a sense of courage in my right hand. Now put your centeredness, feeling centered and grounded. Put that in your right hand. You're just imagining putting it there for now. And then put your power. You have the power to act and to think and do things. So whatever power, small or large, that you have, you put your power there. And put your energy there in your right hand. All your energy. And put your faith there in your right hand. Your faith in God, perhaps. Your faith in life. Your faith in perhaps a person. Just a sense of faith. Put that in your right hand. And put your gratitude there in your right hand also. All the things you're grateful for that you do have, that you love and appreciate. Put your gratitude there in your right hand. And lastly, put your compassion. Put your compassion in your right hand. And while you do that, have a sense of compassion for yourself for having to deal with this upset, for having to deal with any upsets. Let's have compassion for yourself. Okay, good. Now, do you have a felt sense of it in your right hand? All those things you just put there, do you have a sense of its shape? Mine's kind of like a ball again, and the color is more on the blue side. I say blue, kind of turquoisey, blue-greenish. And the weight, it feels light but heavy, so I'd say like a couple pounds maybe. And the temperature feels cool. And the sound it makes, I'm getting a sense of ocean waves, sort of. Something like that. So I have a felt sense of it in my right hand. That is my resource state. So in your right hand is your creative, wise, resourceful part of you. That part of you that generates love and courage and energy and power and strength and compassion and all those things that we put there. And now we're going to go back to the left hand and what it wanted, if it communicated with you. This is the part of you that generated the upset. Now we're going to ask the left hand, again, ask it if it's willing to work together with the right hand to get what it wants, but without all the negative upset it generates. So I'm looking at my left hand and I say, are you willing to protect me and look out for me, but without that upsetting feeling, by working together with the right hand to do that? So in other words, if we accomplished your goals of keeping me safe and protected, would you be willing to let go of the upset part and work together with the right hand to accomplish our goals? Well, it may say yes and it may say no. If it says no, here's what you do. If it says no, then you just smack down. You smack the hands together and just collapse that upset. So you clap the two hands together and you're done. You've collapsed it. The positive state will always overrule any negative state. Now, if it says yes, then you kind of gently, slowly bring the hands together to hold each other and, work together to create a new part of you to get what it wants without the upset. So instead of smacking the hands together, I'm now holding my hands together in front of me, and I'm having a sense that this is going to create a new part of me. It's going to have the goals of the left hand with the resourcefulness of the right hand, thus creating a new part of ourselves that's going to work towards keeping me safe and protected.